Okay, hello. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for doing it. You guys are top notch. Cream of the crop. Top of the food
Yes,
chain.
thanks for being part of it.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so for the folks at home who know nothing about Charity Mom, give us a little background on what it is you guys do.
So we're a music centric organization, primarily because we were founded by musicians, my twin brother Nathan and me, and we migrated to the mental health space for I think what were very natural reasons. And what we do is we're the first organization that deals in preventative mental health. We did a lot of deep diving and a lot of studying, and we learned that emotional quotient or EQ and social emotional learning they're gaining in popularity quite a bit, and they actually do like if we provide this education for our children, it instills confidence, self-awareness, emotional resilience, and it also helps avoid the pitfalls of addiction, anxiety, and depression. So we're getting this education, we're creating these curriculums and disseminating them across the country and ultimately the world.
Yes, that's amazing. We love that. And by the way, Jason Weber says, cool poster in the background. Got to shout out Strange 80s, because if you guys have never been to a Strange 80s show, it's epic. And is it coming back?
It is, yeah. We got a date in November at Fonda Theater. And
Woo!
also
Wait, November
doing,
2021 or 2022?
yeah, well, okay. So you got me on a technicality. It is
TBD, TBD.
But
Yes, well,
we
we're
also have
stoked.
a date at that we're going to announce, but it's in Paisley Park in Minneapolis, actually in Prince's venue. So
Amazing.
That's awesome.
yeah, I'm looking forward
Yes.
to that.
And the Dally Ruts just joined. Shout out. Okay, so let's talk more about your operation in Gen Z EQ, because I just think it's so amazing what you guys are doing. So you're doing this training to help Gen Z, kind of avoid the pitfalls of addiction, right? And kind of get the training they need. Like, tell us more about that.
So, I mean, if you look at the root causes of addiction and depression, anxiety, and any, mental health challenges, there, there is, the overwhelming majority of times it's trauma based. I think everybody knows at this point that these things stem from, unresolved trauma from our childhood, and they manifest in those ways, really, addiction and depression and anxiety and things like that. So with this education, we partnered with some of the top experts, the Brooks Gibbs, and recently Respectful Ways. I would encourage everybody to go to respectfulways.com. They are creating curriculums for us. They're absolutely incredible. So we're providing worksheets. If anyone wants to go to charybomb.org, you can download our worksheets repository, and they teach you just these basic skills that most parents are not given this education, so they can't impart it on their children, and they're only just starting to get it into school curriculum. So really, it's gaining popularity, but it's not really out there yet, and it is scientifically proven to mitigate those issues. So everybody, like young parents, young kids watching the show, get in there and learn this stuff, because the school system teaches the IQ, that curriculum, math and history and all that, but it doesn't teach you how to deal with your mental well-being. That's very critical.
Absolutely. And I hear parents talk all the time about how, it's like they needed a license to drive. They needed, to get training to do all these other things. But like parenting, it's like, it's kind of like figure it out, right? So
Totally.
that's so like amazing that you guys are offering that support.
Thank you.
And I know you talked about, no, thank you. Like, I know you talked about a little bit about like parents kind of setting a good example, like for their kids, right? And so tell us a little bit more about that. Cause I mean, I'm not a parent, but I know, like, I have a lot of friends with kids, and like, I know how hard it is, to kind of, you have to set a good example, right?
Absolutely. Parents, like, children are emulating their parents at all times in ways that are so subtle, they're, beneath your level of consciousness. So these, so many couples, you develop these behavioral traits of passive aggression. You can't hide. You're sort of tension, if there's tension between the parents, the kids pick up on these things. So, like my wife and I, we have a 3-year-old son, and we started going to therapy just to make sure that, we're communicating properly, to make sure that our son is seeing, what he's going to emulate is a good, healthy, nurturing, loving relationship. And, so far he's a cool cat. So
That's amazing.
thank
Well,
you.
good work there. Cheers to you for that. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yay. Mm.
Thank you. Yeah,
All right. Well, to the folks at home who are donating or thinking about donating, like where will their funds go?
So thank you for that. We really appreciate it. It's going to continue to curate this curriculum so we can distribute it for free on our website. We're now entering phase 2, which is we're developing an EQ and social emotional learning infused gamified app. So it's going to be a game. You play it on your computer, or on your phone rather, and the narrative of the game will present you with choices, and you have to make the appropriate decision that will the tactics develop your EQ. So you're just sort of absorbing this education by playing the game. So that's what we're raising funds for now. We have the designers picked out, and we have the whole narrative written and everything. So we're just ready to go.
That's amazing. That sounds so cool. It's such a good idea to gamify it because, yeah, like, do you feel that like social media has really, kind of changed like, sort of the rules for parenting and, for kids' mental health?
I do. I don't necessarily think in a good way. It's social media. I mean, this is sort of a dinosaur argument, but it's not really propagating what a healthy lifestyle is, and it's not really advocating for healthy values. So, I imagine for this generation growing up, it's very difficult to discern, what you should, what values you should be striving to achieve, and ethics and your sort of the definition of beauty. And so, I think that kids need more tools these days. There's so much noise, and they're constantly being peppered with, messages and a lot of division. There's a lot of hate and anger being sowed. And
Yeah.
so, kids need a positive influence, and they need to learn good, mechanisms and tools to navigate their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. And we're going to go ahead and bring on our first artist, but cheers. We love the support. If you guys can donate, we appreciate it. We're looking forward to Mental Health Action Day next week and our next show. So, yeah, just so grateful to be working with you, and you guys, stay tuned because we're going to be kind of unveiling an actual like a call to action for May 20th, Mental Health Action Day, that I think is going to be a really awesome thing to help empower people.
You guys rock. Thank you so much for everything you do. You're kicking ass.
Yeah, thank you, Matthew. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yes. All right. Good stuff.